What's up, everyone? This is Goldilocks, former TNA backstage interviewer, manager, and you're listening to TNA Cross the Line podcast. Thanks for being here.
TNA Wrestling, Cross the Line.
And we're back with episode 117 of the TNA Cross the Line podcast. I am Colling Jr. With me, as always, is Dallas Gridley. And Dallas, we are coming off of a night of revenge. We're on the last weekly pay-per-view. Raven, who disregarded his promise to the Sheik, defeated Sabu in one of the more highly anticipated matches in TNA for 2004. And now we're here with Impact. We have absolutely no idea what to really expect here on Impact. But you know what? That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's going to be a night of surprises. Who could we see tonight? Will we find out who is coming soon to Impact? I have no idea. Maybe Dallas has some input on that.
Oh, I don't know. I think we'll talk about that a little bit later. I do think that we are... I think we've kind of fallen into a format with Impact, not necessarily bad, by the way, but the last few have been more squash match heavy versus the first few, which were more, I would say, featured matches, where it's like Styles and Kazarian and America's Most Wanted winning the tag belts and stuff like that. But I don't think that's a bad thing, because we still are leading into all of those weekly pay-per-views, and they're trying to draw people into that. So really, they're using Impact to showcase the talent that you will then pay $9.95 for to watch on pay-per-view on Wednesday.
Right. And I mean, as you would expect with any new show, they're, of course, going to, give you a lot of intriguing stuff early on to get you into a habit of tuning in. And then, of course, they're going to level it out.
Yeah.
And the squash matches aren't even necessarily bad.
No, they're not like your tradition. It's not like over on Lycopod where we would be watching a squash match and it's fucking... No Name McGee against Mankind in about 2 minutes. Like, it's not like that.
Right.
Like, it's like Jarrell Clark and AJ Styles, and it's like, well, Jarrell is definitely a little early in his career, but that was still pretty good. Right. Which is definitely nice. I was just going to make a reference because you were talking about, drawing people in to like watch the new show, and I remember, and I know you remember this, when they brought back Superstars in WWE, and I remember the first main event, The Undertaker versus Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. And it's like, why? Yeah. Why are you excited about that? I know I was a little younger, of course, but like, why was I excited to see?
What year was that? Was that 2009 or 10?
Oh, is it even that late? Maybe I wasn't as young as I'm thinking.
Well, because when Superstars comes back, it's definitely later on. It's not like 2006 or anything like that.
No. I was trying to look it up quick. There are matches from like, Superstars, Undertaker versus Matt Hardy. This is on Reddit. Do you have information for me? Oh, this is 100% 2010, I feel like. WWE HD in the corner and shit.
Well, they did go HD in 2008.
Why is it? I don't know. I don't know. Dude, that is it. I don't know why I can never forget this moment. But I'm telling you,
I remember
when they announced it. It was like, oh, dude, Superstars is gonna be wicked good. And then it wasn't.
You know what? This is ridiculous.
Why can't I find the fucking date?
Hang on a minute. I know.
2009. Is
it 2009?
Yep. It's definitely 2009.
Okay. Because I have this website that I use quite a bit for like my
yeah, it's 2009
match cards and stuff. So just for comparison's sake, so yeah, you're right. There was Undertaker, Hardy, Finlay, Christian, Shane McMahon, Cody Rhodes.
That's on the first Superstars?
Yes.
See that, like, okay, it's
April 16th. That's a pretty big show.
I mean, it's a big show, but I just find it humorous that excited to get about Matt Hardy and Undertaker because it's such a random match.
So,
but that is a good first show.
Right, and then the next one is Kane and Big Show against Punk and Mysterio. Finlay Hornswoggle against Natalya, Tyson Kidd, Edge, Kofi Kingston. Not bad.
I do feel like Superstars, they kind of were like, we're going to do weird matches because that's what all of this is.
Yeah. Now, I'm not going to read all of these, but I'm going to tell you when it clearly starts to dip.
I bet it's within 2 months.
Wow, this is actually going. And when I say dip, I mean top names are not.
Oh, okay.
Are not appearing on it. And that would be for 2009 standards. And I honestly, holy fucking shit.
I was about to start reviewing Superstars 09.
Oh, here's the thing, dude. There's some interesting fucking matches out here that I might want to check out. Okay, so we might have found one here.
Okay.
It looks like maybe October 22nd. It has Kelly against Gail Kim, Ezekiel Jackson and Kozlov against Dreamer Goldust, and in the main event, Eric Escobar and Drew McIntyre against Matt Hardy and R-Truth.
Okay, I'm pretty sure you just found one right there.
Now, of course, on November 5th, Jericho fights Finlay.
Okay.
So maybe that was wrong, but I am fucking shocked about this shit. Holy mother God. I might have to find out some Superstars 2009.
Guys, hit up Bob. We are going to be starting another podcast. It's
Maybe, dude.
Bob and Dallas watch Superstars from 2009. And as soon as we notice the dip for at least 3 weeks straight, we are done. So it'll last less than a year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But those are the best types of shows because not a lot of people probably remember it. And then there's probably some interesting matches that might be worth checking out. Similar to Explosion, which Brian Turner's VHS.
We've been talking about that. I'm just saying.
Has been uploading.
Yeah, if you haven't checked that out, definitely check it out.
And I did comment on one of his posts, and I said, "How much stuff is there?" And he said, "What are you looking for?" And I said,
"Oh!" And
I said, "Everything." And then he said something around the facts of we have a bunch of stuff we're going through our tapes subscribe whatever. And I was like, dude, I've been subscribed.
For real.
He just uploaded another one, Sharp Boy against Ryan Ash.
Dude, I'm pretty sure I did subscribe with the TNA Cross the Line podcast YouTube channel, and you guys should subscribe to that as well.
Yeah, dude. And it's not even explode. There's a lot of stuff just in the Tennessee area.
Yes, yeah, I know
that he is uploading. That is pretty freaking cool.
Right. So highly recommend that. Highly recommend you subscribe to our YouTube. Strictly, really, the YouTube to support us. Just get our subscribers up so I can change the URL at least. That's all I want to do. I'm trying. Listen, as of this recording, which God, I hope I'm updated again. I'm having a lot of. It's very difficult. The 2 episodes at once to get uploaded on YouTube on a consistent manner is definitely putting me behind. But guys, I'm trying. I just want to have that cool background and really cool looking. So I am working on it. But it's a lot to keep up with. And
how many more subscribers do we need to do that?
I'll be honest, I'm not 100%. I'd have to Google and figure out actually the number you need to do that. But I just if we just make a few fake ones. I mean,
I was gonna say you let me know. I'll make a whole bunch of burner accounts and I'll just follow the page.
Hey, maybe I can just pay people to do it. And just like other people do for their tweets.
That's right. There's actually a lot of well-known podcasts that do that.
Yeah, podcasts, regular people. You'll notice some tweets get hundreds, some get 5. But what do I know?
Well, my favorite thing is I'll see podcast pages that have let's say 600,000 followers, right? And you look at their posts, they post something 6 hours ago, and 3 people have retweeted it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Nah, I've noticed that too.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So as Bob mentioned, the Night of Revenge that happened last week, it ended up being a fairly positive review from Bob and myself. Except, Bob is being a little strict about his in the middle and stuff like that. So Bob gave it a slight thumbs up.
Very slight.
I was in the middle, but I said it was, kind of tipping there. So it ended up being a thumbs up. We're still on track as our average goes. That is our 6th pay-per-view in a row that had a average of a thumbs up review for us. And we have not had one bad Impact yet. I'm hoping that continues tonight. But let's run down the card that happened on the pay-per-view. We'll talk about a little bit of details that happened from Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer. And Bob, then I got some late-breaking news that we'll talk about too. So we got a lot of fun notes to talk about before the show, and then I got some that we're going to talk about during the show as well. Right. So I think it's going to be an action-packed episode of Impact from August 6th, 2004.
Better hold on tight. It's going to get crazy in here.
It's going to get crazy. So on our last episode, as Bob noted, Raven defeated Sabu in a hardcore match, 11 minutes, 50 seconds, in the one and only time ever that they had a singles match.
That we could figure out, yeah.
That we could figure out, and it seems fairly accurate. So.
Which is quite surprising. I mean, I'm surprised that there's never been an indie promoter that was like, hey, I'll give you guys $5,000 just to wrestle. Especially like overseas or something.
Yeah, dude, it's kind of crazy. And honestly, really strong opening match. It was a lot of fun, and I think it's kind of everything I wanted out of a Raven Sabu match. And I didn't know if they were going to pull it off here in 2004.
Absolutely.
So I really enjoyed it. The only disappointment, and we'll dive into it a little bit, is the recent booking of Sabu, which may or may not have affected kind of how I think he was viewed in this match. But we'll touch on that slightly, and we've been talking about it for weeks anyways. Sonny Siaki put up his contract against Goldilocks' money when he fought Abyss, and unfortunately, he lost in 7 minutes and 35 seconds. Goldilocks has his contract, and I believe also Desires, unless I'm mistaken about that part, but regardless. Kazarian and Michael Shane teamed up as they're the coolest Shawn Michaels cousins in the world, and they defeated the team of Chris Sabin and Jerry Lynn in 8 minutes and 10 seconds. The Irish, I think it was the Luck of the Irish weapons match. Pat Kenny defeated Big Vito, who had Trinity ringside, in 7 minutes, and that might be one of the worst matches we've seen in 2004.
I would have to agree with that, and as much as I hate to say that about Big Vito,
for me, I don't want to say it about Pat Kenny.
Well, yeah, I mean, both of them, sure. But, I mean, I like Vito.
I know you do, but apparently no one else does, because that was his final appearance in TNA.
Yeah, and the stipulation.
I think the stipulation murdered that match.
Yeah, a rugby ball in your fucking...
Right.
Got a key, gotta open up a case, find a weapon. There's 3 cases, and of course the first 2 don't have it, and then you find one, and the weapons are spray painted green because Irish. I mean, it's just...
Dude, it was a mess. And it was just dragged on. And I'll say it after. Let me finish the card, and then I'll say it. But then we hit the country whipping tag team match where America's Most Wanted defeated Team Canada's Bobby Roode and Petey Williams in 8 minutes and 25 seconds. I think that was fun. It wasn't bad. And then in the main event, AJ Styles defeated Kid Kash in 14 minutes, 20 seconds. Pretty good main event. But unfortunately, I think after the Raven Sabu, it felt as if the show was dragging because the thing we were looking forward to most happened first.
Right. That was absolutely the case. That should have been the main event. Yeah,
it should have. And and where I think it was Abyss and Siaki felt a little weird, that kind of dragged a little. I like Kazarian and Michael Shane's match. I like the whipping match, and I like the main event. But the Luck of the Irish and the Siaki Abyss one just felt really drawn out, and I think it's because we were so pumped after the Raven Sabu match that it just couldn't hold up.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And then I feel like there was a segment, right, with Russo and Dusty. Yeah, when was it on that pay-per-view where they announced the committee thing?
Yep, and we'll talk about that a bit too. Yeah, but they did have that segment, which I can't remember what I thought about it when we were watching it.
It was fine. It was just long.
I think it's I think it was just one of those things where we were kind of feeling the drag happening.
Yeah.
And they were like, here's Russo and Dusty. And it was like, I don't know if I can do it.
Right.
But nonetheless.
It was just, I think, a poorly laid out show.
Yeah, I think that was the issue. And I do think that Styles and Cash not having that title to really hold that match together for the main event. I bet you if that was for the X Division title, we would have been even more excited about leading up to the main event. And instead, we kind of just got a glorified grudge match, which should have been for a title that isn't in possession of Styles now. And as we know, is kind of getting vacated for the next week because they're doing an X Division gauntlet.
Right.
And actually, I'm going to have some names that are in that gauntlet making their debut in TNA. I know I keep saying, dude, I got a lot of really great notes today. I'm really excited.
I feel like the juicy juice is going to be coming back.
Oh, maybe you'll find out soon. Okay, so as I mentioned, Bob gave it a thumbs up. I was in the middle. Bob, what do you think that the readers of the Wrestling Observer newsletter thought about last show's pay-per-view?
I think they're going to say thumbs down.
Well, it was really freaking close, but 46.7% gave it a thumbs up, 40% were thumbs down, and 13.3% were in the middle.
Oh, wow.
As you could probably guess, not a lot of people voted. In fact, 30 people voted, which, I mean, there's been worse.
Sure.
But Dave notes that the show was so-so, so it's not, I guess, really surprising. What do you think got voted on as the best match?
I'll go with what I said was the Raven Sabu.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that as well, but I think if you think about who's probably reading these and voting on them,
it's a bias towards AJ, right?
It's a bias toward AJ and Kid Kash, which I get. Yeah. And I think the worst match, I mean, can we agree on it? It's Vito and Pick. And in second place was Abyss and Siaki. See, so we're not the only ones who kind of felt like those matches were a little weaker in the show.
We're picking up what they're putting down.
Right. Okay. And Dave says, interesting how Styles and AMW are always the best match.
Well, I mean, they've been, the two top acts, really, right? Consistently.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong with
both divisions, so.
Right. So it's let's just read through his kind of notes from the show. They're actually not too crazy, and then we can kind of get right to the other news and notes that we got here. Let's start with the championship committee. That's first up here on my list. So Vince Russo announced the championship committee idea with, by the way, Terry Funk, Larry Zbyszko, and those were noted as original ideas. And they decided to put Harley Race in that third spot, basically to keep Dusty Rhodes versus the Russo feud happening, which Dave notes that he thinks it takes up far too much airtime and goes nowhere, which, I mean, they do kind of drag out. But I actually have been enjoying it for the most part because Dusty's like really passionate about everything. So
I don't know what could the blow off of that be.
Well, there's not going to be unless one of them's fired. I think is honestly kind of the blow off.
I mean, you're not going to have a match.
No. And I hate it. If it was like Vince Russo was like, I'm going to have Jarrett. And then Dusty's like, I'm going to pick AJ. And it's like, then they fight for, I don't like that shit. Right. So someone's got to get fired.
A War Games match for.
Okay, wait, hold up. If it was War Games, maybe I'm interested.
War Games for control of TNA. Pick your teams.
The Wednesday, Bloody Wednesday, actually. It was what we were going to call that.
What was that?
Wednesday, Bloody Wednesday, remember?
Right.
At least for now. Soon it'll be lethal. Anyway, it's noted that Rhodes is actually going to be expected to feud with Scott D'Amore, which is probably part of continuing the America's Most Wanted vs. Team Canada program and using the U.S. flag and Canadian flag as props. So we'll be kind of doing that, which kind of, if you look at it, America's Most Wanted keeps coming out with those American flags around their shoulders. At least specifically on Impact. I guess they haven't really been doing that too much on pay-per-view, but.
No, do you think that Team Canada is going to steal the flags and they'll have to fight in a ladder match to retrieve them and then never bring them out again, similar to the ring jackets against the Naturals?
Yeah, I definitely think there's a good chance of that. Let's talk about some matches now. I think that's really the only note about segments they haven't on the show. So. Styles pinned the returning Kash in the main event at a good match that the crowd was largely dead for. Sorry, misread that. The crowd was largely dead for the show, but got into the main event. Dave, this is pretty interesting. So Dave says, I don't know what is a work on the boys and what isn't, but Kash was making noise about wanting to work really stiff to teach Styles a lesson, and Styles, who was a good amateur wrestler and athlete, knew about it. Now, apparently Jarrett, I'm assuming Jeff Jarrett, told Kash in no uncertain terms that he couldn't do it. Kash was claiming that he was mad because he hadn't gotten a raise, and guys he thinks he's better than are earning more than him. Kash believes he could go to WWE, but nobody seems to take that threat seriously. Kash was also claiming that the company hadn't paid some of his recent medical bills when he was injured in a match. So Kash is kind of heated here, apparently.
You know, this is kind of getting me a bit worried here because it's going to get to a point where TNA is going to be like, you know what, dude, this is just not fucking worth it.
Right.
The headache. I mean, Kash is absolutely one of the better wrestlers, performers, acts, whatever you want to call it, in TNA at this point. But the leverage for him, I don't think is there. Because
I agree.
If he were to go to WWE, I don't think it would make a big splash at all. So he would probably get probably more money than what he's making in TNA, but like, is it life-changing? Probably not. And I think that the whole working stuff with AJ, that definitely sounds like a work to me. I don't think he's that unprofessional to take it out on a talent, especially a top talent. That just sounds like career suicide.
Right. Yeah, that doesn't seem like a good idea.
Who would want to work with you if you're like, oh, I'm going to go in there and just stiff you because I'm not making more money for the company, which has nothing to do with you. Mm-hmm. That just sounds like a disaster waiting to happen.
Right. No, I agree with that. So he talks about here about the the country whipping match between Team Canada and America's Most Wanted, which he says would have just been better as a match instead of with the stip. Sure. And says that it was too similar with Team Canada running in, and and just kind of doing pretty much the same thing again. Pat Kenny's win over Big Vito with help from David Young was atrocious, Dave notes. Even far worse than their horrible match a few weeks earlier, which I noted I didn't really love, and Bob was like, no, that was fun. So, you're talking about the I think it was the Sicilian street fight or something they called it?
Yeah.
But that one was still way better than the one that we just saw. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. Abyss beat Sonny Siaki, as we noted. So now Sonny Siaki is under contract to Goldilocks in another storyline that Dave says is failed a long time ago, and they just don't realize it. Then, of course, the build first and only Raven versus Sabu match was to start a program. Yeah, you heard that right. With Raven winning with a DDT through a table. They did double juice. Sabu did a dive. Crowd reactions were terribly disappointing after weeks of build-up. And it's really evident that they've beaten Sabu so many times that nobody sees him as anything special anymore.
I mean, yeah.
And I think that's probably the biggest issue there. But, hey. And
I think Sabu is really good in small doses.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Like, if you have him in as a regular, he gets exposed very quickly. But if you were to have him in for, like, let's say 2 or 3 weeks at a time for a very brief program, and he's gone for like 6 months or 8 months and he comes back, then I think you get a lot more value. But I mean, we've seen him consistently for what? Probably almost 6 months, like, straight. At least like 5.
Yeah. It's been a while, yeah.
So, yeah. Better, smaller doses, I think.
Right. And now coming out of last week's show, we also learned about the tag team title situation where coming up here very soon on pay-per-view, Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens, who are the NWA Tag Team Champions, they will be defending the titles on August 18th against the winner of the August 11th match, which is our next show. against Team Canada, which is not including Petey Williams because he's in the X Division Gauntlet match, facing off against 3 Live Crew's Conan and BG James. And they are also doing the best of 3, probably for the next 3 weeks, with America's Most Wanted and Triple X, which is Daniels and Primetime. And the winner also gets a tag team title shot. So we kind of got a lot going on over the next few pay-per-views with the tag team division.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate that.
No, I don't either.
It definitely it gives a direction for the tag team championships. I mean, I just don't really care about 3 Live Crew at this point to have them win anything. So I'd rather them not maybe win their match. So
right. No, that's fair.
But you know what? They probably will, because you're not going to do Team Canada against the Natural. I don't think you're going to do heel versus heel like that.
Right.
So.
No, that makes sense. Okay, let's talk about some pretty interesting stuff here. I don't even know where to start. Let's just start with the biggest thing. Let's get it out of the way. It's my longest note. This is a moment in history, Bob.
Okay.
While not officially announced, several sources have confirmed to Dave Meltzer that TNA has made the decision to cease weekly pay-per-view shows on September 8th.
Damn it. I thought you were saying cease operations. We're closing up shop. No more podcasts.
It's done. We have finished the show.
Dang it.
This is pretty big.
Gosh dang it.
It's so big, it's in the title of the August 16th, 2004 Observer. So,
really?
TNA ends weekly pay-per-view.
Wow.
This is a big deal. So what does that mean? Well, I want to read a lot of what Dave notes here because it's super in-depth and really, really interesting. So I'll take some breathers here and we can talk in between, but there's a decent amount. So let's just get right to it. He starts off saying, as noted from the start of doing weekly television, this was the only feasible decision. The company had fallen to about 6,000 buys per week on pay-per-view before getting the Fox Sports Net deal. The decision was to wait about 8 weeks to see if the new TV show increases buys. After 10 weeks, which we are about to watch the 10th show, there was no indication that aside from 1 or 2 shows, the normal pay-per-view levels of buys had changed at all, and the money losses were probably hovering $100,000 per week. The decision at this point is to do a monthly 3-hour show on Sunday evenings, similar to WWE and Pride, starting in November. The final show at the Asylum in Nashville at this point is September 8th. Now, starting September 14th, the Orlando tapings will be moved from Thursdays to Tuesdays to give them more time to edit the post-produced show for Friday. So, guys, don't worry. You're still going to get, technically we air them on Saturdays, 18 years to the day. Still going to be on the same day. Don't you worry. I'm not changing it yet. There will be taped best of pay-per-view shows airing on September 15th, 22nd, and 29th. Don't worry. I'm going to make Bob find them, and we are going to cover them.
Nope.
I'm just joking.
That's
a joke. We're not doing that. But as of the end of September, TNA won't have Wednesday night pay-per-views and won't be doing pay-per-view shows in October. The idea is to have a 7 to 10 week build for the first Sunday show. And boy, Bob, do I think we are finally getting Bound for Glory. With Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, okay.
This is realistically, that I think would be the make the most sense to do. Finally, you guys are getting this show we've talked about for a year.
Right.
But we'll see. Now, he kind of goes into in-depth about a lot of stuff here. That I think is really interesting. So, since WWE is the powerhouse and has its dates locked up months in advance, it will become a game between Pride and TNA to get dates locked up first. On months that WWE does 2 pay-per-view shows, those 2 companies would have to fight over the remaining 2 dates. While Pride is far bigger and does slightly better on pay-per-view in the US, TNA is more organized long-term. The idea at this point is to charge $29.95 per show, which Dave notes he thinks is a little bit on the high end to start, at least to start out. The plan is to upgrade the shows, running them in mid-size arenas, about 5,000 to 7,000 seats, throughout the country. Yeah, I know. Most likely, that will change when they find out they can't sell tickets.
Right, exactly.
Right. The original TNA TV show plan was similar, but after only being able to sell about 100 tickets for the debut show in Huntsville, Alabama, they moved to Nashville as a permanent home at the 9,000-seat Municipal Auditorium. Seba, remember how I did that?
You got it.
Got it. When they couldn't sell tickets there, they moved to the 1,300-seat fairgrounds, where they usually come close to filling the buildings with free tickets, as paid is usually hovering around 300 to 400. Now, at press time, no wrestlers have been told of the changes, which will cut their pay down as they will be working 5 or 6 shows per month instead of 9 or 10. After getting only 4 dates in October after 7 in September, there are even rumors of further cutbacks where they would tape 2 shows every other Tuesday at some point, which would also be cost effective, but would leave a lot of the wrestlers with 3 dates per month. If the budget for the monthly show is increased from about $100,000 for the current weekly shows to $150,000 for a monthly show, and the number of buys only stays at the same, and Dave thinks that it will increase significantly, the savings of the company would be $225,000 per month instead of maybe $300,000 per month in losses. The losses would be about $73,000. And again, that's saying that buys are only $6,000 for a monthly show, and I'd expect them to be far more than that.
You know who would be really pissed off about this?
Who's that?
And it's a guy that you've already mentioned.
Oh. Dusty Rhodes?
Kid Kash.
Kid Kash. That's right.
I'm not making enough money. Now you're cutting my date, so I'm making even less money. He'd have to be pissed.
I mean, I would be.
This whole thing just sounds like a disaster to me.
Yeah, well.
You're losing $100,000 a week. A week.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk more about money right now.
Oh.
So, you ready? This is in the fucking, we're in the guts. We're in deep. We are going in the deep end here. And I think this is stuff that this is what we want to talk about a lot. Most TNA wrestlers, aside from the bigger names, earn $300 to $500 per show. With the expansion in dates, that generally means $2,700 to $4,500 per month, which for the $500 guys, that also gets weekend indies, is a decent living. And the bigger names like Raven, Dusty Rhodes, who get roughly $1,500 per show, and America's Most Wanted and AJ Styles were doing quite well. This cuts the numbers down to $1,500 to $1,800 per month for the prelim guys. And he notes that, and a further cutback could put those numbers as low as $900 or less per month, which is not a living. I think he meant living wage, unless they get indie dates, and $2,500 to $3,000, and even $1,500 with further cutbacks. So they're going to get significant cutbacks here, potentially. Yeah. There is talk about running Wednesday night house shows for at least some of the guys to help morale and keep them from being cut so much on pay. But others think that the company is trying to think this company trying to run Wednesday house shows and pay-per-view shows in mid-sized arenas will flop so badly, it could be the psychological blow that will endanger them from continuing farther. And he basically compares this to XWF here, XWF. How the XWF money backers largely gave up on the product after dropping big money running some house shows, and those shows in 2002 in the Midwest with the Road Warriors and Piper drew better than TNA shows would probably be expected to do. And they were still like, no, we're done.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a solution here. Why wouldn't they just have maybe the guys that would be impacted, no pun intended, I guess, by like the loss of wage, and just have them work with Burt Prentice and his company that runs that same building?
That's a really good idea.
You know what I mean? Like, so if they're making, you said like what, between 300 and how much?
500.
500. Okay. So if you made some agreement with Prentice and was like, hey, we'll maybe cover half of the cost for, David Young or something to appear on your shows. So he'll get the recognition of having a TNA guy maybe help his attendance, and he's paying half the cost.
Right.
Just so these guys can keep getting their reputations in there.
I think that's
repetitions, not reputation. Repetitions.
I know what you meant. Yeah.
That could maybe be a good idea.
So this continues a little bit more here, saying that there's also fear as to what will happen in Orlando once the fall starts and the crowds at Universal drop 80% on weekday nights from their current levels. The feeling right now is that about 75% of the TNA crowds are tourists looking for a park attraction, and the rest are the weekly wrestling fans from the area. And he continues on, going to 5,000 to 7,000 seat arenas in different cities will increase costs somewhat, as you would expect. With major monthly shows, they can hype them better and also should be bringing in outside headliners. They could probably do shows like that on a $150,000 budget and maybe a little less. At $29.95, they can break even for the night on 10,000 to 11,500 buys, which is hardly an unreasonable number. And of course, this, as noted before, taking into account the cost of still doing weekly television as a company, they aren't going to do well on less than 27,000 buys. If they can hit that number regularly with 4 weeks of build-up, is not impossible if the company gets at least some buzz. And go ahead.
Well, I was just thinking about like the percentage of fans or whatever, like 75% being tourists and 25. I think right now that might be pretty close to being accurate. But
yeah,
as time goes on, I think it's overwhelmingly just wrestling fans.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how it evolves because I do think eventually, and I've said it, and maybe I'm just being an optimist, but it's like I feel like more wrestling fans are more diehard wrestling fans at that because it's such a unique environment and shows. And they're obviously trying to get people hyped right now. We know it. They've done it in the Asylum where JB's cheering them on and shit. But I just feel like in coming months, maybe it's years. Okay. I don't know. But I feel like it's going to feels less like staged excitement. And I feel like we're going to get to a point where it's like, oh no, these people are actually really fucking excited.
Yeah, I'm going to say that that shift of crowd reaction, I'm going to say that happens when they go primetime.
I think that's probably
now it probably happens. It probably happens before then, probably. Right. But I think for sure when they go primetime, it's overwhelmingly going to be your diehard wrestling fans. Because I know you and I, like if we were in Orlando, and it costs just a park ticket to get in to watch the show, we would do that.
I'd be getting annual passes.
Yeah. So I mean,
I'd be like, fuck it.
Right. So like that's what we would definitely do.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. Right now, the crowd is similar to the WCW B shows where you could see the guy as someone walks out and he's like telling them cheer, and then like on a dime they're like boo him.
Right.
That type of stuff.
Yeah. There's just a little bit more on this part, and then we can move on to some other exciting stuff. But at this point, there is talk of Fox Sports Net moving the show from Friday at 3 p.m. to a Sunday morning time slot. No decision has been made, but the slot talked about is 11 a.m. on Sunday, which would go head-to-head with Experience, which I believe is a WWE show.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
That wouldn't be the worst idea, Dave says, because nobody watches Experience, and it would look good if the company could come close to or even beat a WWE show on Spike head-to-head while on the weaker FSM.
Come on, man. If that were to happen, okay, and then like fucking Fox Sports Net or TNA were to put out a press release being like, breaking news, Impact beats,
You know they would.
beats fucking WWE Experience. That would look so bad. Like, don't do that.
I'm not sure if I've ever even heard of Experience, to be honest with you.
I heard of it. I'm pretty sure that was something that the coach hosted.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure. I don't remember the context or content of the show, but I think Coach hosted it.
Okay. Well, we kind of did just mention about these guys needing to potentially get more indie dates, or they are. Well, unfortunately, a lot of indie promoters have been complaining that TNA has raised the prices to book talent, particularly some of the lower level X Division guys. And basically, the wrestlers are worried, since they figured this is going to result in them getting way less bookings.
Right.
So if there's rumors that they're going to be cutting their dates and then raising their price for indie shows, that's kind of fucked up.
I don't understand this.
I mean,
and it was like
rumor.
Right, and before you had said it was 15%,
yeah,
15%, and it was like $35.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Like that was going to be their cut.
It's really weird.
Like we gotta be like kidding. It's so ridiculous.
Right. Do you remember how recently we talked about DirecTV kind of stop airing pay-per-views?
Yeah.
Well, Dave notes here, it is now August, and there is no end in sight to the DirecTV stalemate. And that nobody knows exactly what has kept the deal from being put back together, but it costs the company roughly 18 to 25% in buys every week. It's a lot. Although the additional Dish Network should probably come close to balancing out the loss. There has been a lot of heat on Frank Romero in the office for his inability to get the deal done, as even if DirecTV offers less favorable terms, TNA needs DirecTV far more than DirecTV needs TNA.
Right. Yeah, there's, again, no leverage.
Right.
If this was WWE, DirecTV would probably go, oh, shit, dude, what do you need?
Yeah, right.
But when you're basically getting very little buys, I bet you DirecTV doesn't even realize they don't carry it.
Oh, I'm sure of that.
You go to the head guy there, they're probably like, oh, we're still doing that? I didn't even notice.
Right. I think I only got two more things right now for pre-show notes here. I guess technically three if you want me to just remind you that Jim Mitchell will be returning soon after he was, of course, we already talked about him being in Orlando.
Right.
So now I have two more. Okay, so this one's pretty interesting as well. The business relationship with AAA and Antonio Pena, it's fallen apart. As noted here for months, it had been hanging by a thread, particularly when Armando Quintero had to book minis independently at the last minute for the anniversary show after AAA screwed up. No reason was given for the breakup other than the general impossibility of doing business with Pena and his frequent promises to come to Nashville or Orlando to talk about projects, but coming up with reasons that he can't come, or sometimes not even bothering doing even that when he doesn't come. They were talking about a joint pay-per-view in San Diego when he stopped coming. The sides were supposed to trade talent, but TNA was bringing in Pena's guys at good money, while the only guy Pena would book was Abyss. Someone close to the situation believes that Pena did this on purpose, as he didn't want a repeat of the mid-90s, where he developed a whole crew of superstars, and then they started to get over in the US, and he lost the top ones. And I think this is a pretty interesting kind of callback here, but even though TNA hasn't used Hector Garza, suddenly Garza decided that he could make better money and be paid on time and didn't feel like being under Pena's thumb, and so he quit. There's also apparently rumors here that with Latin Lover threatening to leave and Heavy Metal also making noises, Pena didn't want to send guys to get a taste of better money, so he just stopped doing business. Yeah. Jeff Jarrett and Dutch Mantel at first wanted to go to CMLL, which has better wrestlers overall and far more depth than AAA, but Mike Tenay advised them against doing so, saying that it would just wind up with the same problems and they could book bigger name talent in Mexico on their own, since the highest paid guys now are independents. Now this leads to a very interesting note, and we got some names for the X Division Gauntlet.
Okay.
And usually I don't know if I'd say it, but it's in the letter, so we're going to talk about it.
Why not? Yeah.
It's reported on August 11th. They are debuting the original La Parka. Bob. L.A. Park, the name he is going by to avoid legal action from Antonio Pena, who owns the rights to the La Parka name, will be making his official debut. This is not Chris Harris in a La Parka outfit.
Yeah.
This is the OG. He's coming. Also, strangely, they are billing the original Psychosis under that name, even though Pena owns the rights to that gimmick as well and uses a different wrestler under that name. And Psychosis wrestles in Mexico as a name I'm going to mispronounce. I think it's Nicho. Nicho. At this point, the company is not booking Hector Garza until they can offer proof that he's legally out of his AAA contract, as they aren't looking for legal problems from Pena. They're also going to start using Super Crazy when his paperwork gets down, and plans are to use El Hijo del Santo. I probably just fucking butchered that too. For major shows as an attraction, and Pero Aguayo Jr.'s name has also been banded about. So there's a lot of potential Mexican talent coming in.
I'm kind of excited for all, like, Psychosis. Parka,
Dude, I mean, that's exciting.
Crazy. That is.
Pero Aguayo Jr. is good, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of exciting stuff. So even though that's kind of falling apart, are we really missing much with Abismo Negro and Mr. Aguila? Not really. We're not going to see Butthole on our TV, I guess.
No, I would definitely take Psychosis and La Parka.
Nah, it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it. I got one more name. You ready for this? For the X Division Gauntlet?
Yeah.
Well, scheduled to make his debut on August 11th. Nigel McGuinness. That's right.
That's
Nigel
crazy.
McGuinness.
Yeah, he does not come across like an X Division guy.
Dude, no.
So that's weird.
So, and I mean, we can, it even says here, McGuinness is much taller than the X guys, and he's a real talent doing the European style, and is better off working as heavyweight. So it's even noted here, he's not really an X Division guy. But seeing Nigel in TNA, I'm kind of excited about that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if a lot of people are even aware that he makes a televised appearance.
I didn't know.
5 years before he eventually comes in.
I had no idea.
And I'm sure a lot of people didn't know that it was an X Division appearance.
Even more interesting. Yeah. That's all the notes I got. Let's just mention dark matches real quick before this episode of Impact. And if you listen to our last episode, one of them's gonna sound familiar because it was noted on Explosion, because they taped it and they ended up airing it. Now, interestingly enough, Explosion that aired, if they believe it's this week, was actually the wrong one because they didn't send the tape in on time, I believe is what's said. Or some. Oh, let me triple check. Yeah, it was a repeat. The one they sent didn't work, so it was a repeat this week.
Okay.
So the other dark matches. So we had Amazing Red defeating Rod Steele, that ended up airing on Explosion. Then we had Jarrell Clark and Mikey Batts. Hold on, I'm reading this in the reverse order. So it's the Naturals, Chase Stephen and Andy Douglas, defeating Jarrell Clark and Mikey Batts. And then Conan, BG James, and Ron Killings, so all of 3 Live Crew, defeated Eric Young, Johnny Devine, and Bobby Roode. So they won against Team Canada. So some pretty good dark matches took place before Impact.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, Bob, that's all I got before we get into the show here. I got a couple notes we'll talk about during the show, and some of them I'm actually really, really excited to talk about. You kind of teased it in the beginning. Do I have a note about the mystery guy? I don't know. Do I have some interviews with people who might be on the show? Maybe. Do I have notes about some of these guys trying to work for Ring of Honor again? Maybe I do.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, I'm really curious about this potential news on the coming soon guy because I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, dude, I got some really good. I'm exciting. I'm excited I can put some of these notes into the show because
Right.
I think it's going to fit nicely into what we're watching, especially when we're watching these and they're more squash matches. I don't mind as much talking about certain things, whereas like when it's like fast paced, we're trying to call it. So, anyways, that's all I got.
All right. Well, it's that time. It is time for Impact, August 6th, 2004. If you want to watch along with us, head over to the Impact Plus app, or if maybe you have it in your own personal collection. Maybe you have it on a VHS tape, just like that Brian Turner YouTube page. That could be pretty. That could happen. I mean, he's got footage, so maybe people have Impact as well. I'm going to count down from 3. When I say play, that is when we are going to be watching the show. The runtime is 46 minutes and 58 seconds. So let's see who is going to be making an impact today. 3, 2, 1, play. I gave him my word.
My word. It's reaching a fever pitch. Talking about the tag team division, that tag team or the X Division Gauntlet. The battle lines have been drawn. Yeah, now from stage 21 in Universal Studios in Universal Orlando Resort. It's total nonstop action wrestling impact. We have the lamest song to open a wrestling show.
Yeah, they do. They definitely got to change that.
Dude, the pay-per-view one is like, I'm telling you right now, dude, the pay-per-view theme gets me so fucking hype, and this one's so lame.
Yeah, the whole time it just sounds like it's about to get, it's going to reach to the exciting part, and then it doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm. 8-man tag team now. I think you just said our main event's an 8-man tag match. Didn't say who. Oh shit, there's the pyro. The camera zoom out. I feel like they still need to spice up the entrance a little. It's like just gray paneling.
You got to be patient.
I know.
Perfection takes time.
That's right. Oh, don't worry. John Hammond will be joining us later. Who we got coming out here? Jeff Hammond. Jesus Christ, sorry. What is this? Sal Renaro and Antonio Banks, dude.
Sal Renaro.
Is this like skinny Michael Shane?
Dude, I was just going to say that.
What the heck?
Sal Renaro, he was in the Wrestling Road Diaries, the original with Cabana and Bryan Danielson. Yeah.
We've heard his name quite a bit. I believe he's wrestled.
He's in NWA now, too.
Really?
Yeah. Like today, like right now, yeah.
Well, they're about to get their ass kicked by America's Most Wanted here.
Sorry about your damn life.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, okay.
Oh, is that okay, they're talking about the cage match from last year. Okay.
Yeah, Renaro, Sal here, Renaro. Am I saying his name right?
Yeah.
He wrestled in a dark match on the April 23rd, 2003 show, as well as 2 explosion matches, which one he lost to Conan in 2003, and the other one he teamed with a couple guys here, and he lost 3 Life Crew. So we've definitely talked about him before as James Storm gets tossed to the floor to hit Renaro and Antonio Banks, who is MVP, by the way. We just saw him recently.
Renaro is wearing like Young Buck type of pants too, by the way.
Yeah, they're like bell bottoms.
Yeah, nice backdrop there. By Chris Harris to Renaro.
I think this match is going to take the entire 10-minute time limit. America's Most Wanted is definitely going to have their, it's going to be a while here, Bob.
Pretty sure that's not going to happen. Delayed vertical there by Chris Harris. I do like Sal Renaro in the in a enhancement role.
I didn't know he was still active, so that's pretty interesting to me.
Oh yeah. He's also a Ring of Honor guy. He had a little bit of success there. I think that was like 2005, though.
Yeah, it looked like he. When I went to his cage match page here, it actually looks like he. Yeah, 2005, 2006, he's in Ring of Honor. Full Impact Pro. A lot, it looks like.
Yeah, so FIP, he was part of the YRR, which was like Young, Rich, something else. I can't remember what the abbreviated form of it was.
He actually has another TNA appearance in 2008 that we'll eventually see, I'm sure.
Really?
To make it to 2008, yeah. I'm assuming it's a squash match.
Oh, okay.
And he goes back to Ring of Honor in 2018. Well, again in 2009 and 2008, but then 2018. And even up to 2020.
Power slam by James Storm, but Antonio Banks went the save.
He looks like he's a big Wildside guy. He's in Wildside quite a bit as well, too.
Yep.
So it all is making sense now. Up and over. Look at Renaro like showing off his little app. Oh shit.
James Storm with a freaking massive super.
Oh, look at them. Look at the bottom. Featuring AJ Styles, Michael Shane Kazarian, Kid Kash, LA Park, Psychosis. Oh my god, it's announced. Chris Sabin, Petey Williams. We're going for the death sentence. Jerry Lynn, Miyamoto, Nisawa, Sonjay Dutt, death sentence. Amazing Red, Nigel McGuinness, and more. That's the people we're going to see in the match. Team Canada versus 3 Live Crew, number 1 contenders match we knew about.
They might as well have just announced every person in the match at that point.
Yeah. In the Triple X match. Desire's Mystery Wrestler versus Alex Shelley in a Goldilocks' Money versus Contract challenge. So America's Most Wanted won, and here comes Team Canada to beat them down. It looks like Eric Young and Petey Williams. Or is it Johnny Devine?
Yeah, that's Divine.
Okay, Divine. Yeah, here's 3 Live Crew, which actually makes sense because they're probably the ones that are going to fight them on the pay-per-view. Triple X will be out momentarily, I'm sure. Oh, there's Bobby Roode and Scott D'Amore. Conan did not want to bump on that double clothesline.
No, he did not. He did not want to go down on a Bobby Roode double clothesline.
I'm sort of shocked we're not ending the pay-per-view like this because this is the show, because this is very much how the end of Impact happens all the time. Triple X out here in new gear. Daniels is wearing black and silver, and Skipper's wearing gold and black, dude. I love that. And there's the Naturals.
You are right, though. This would seem like how you would end the show.
Right? To hype up the pay-per-view, there we go.
Yeah, the Naturals looking on and like, oh my god, tune into the pay-per-view to find out who's going to win.
Oh, are you ready to feel the pounds? Looks like Monty Brown's up next, and guess what? I got a note about him.
Oh, great.
They're really trying to push Monty Brown and Jeff Hardy as the top stars in the company, aside from Jeff Jarrett. I think we've noticed that. Sure. Brown, because he played in the NFL, is able to get on a lot of sports shows that won't book, quote, no-name wrestlers. In this past week, he was on both the Best Damn Sports Show, period, and Cold Pizza. He starting to get a little bit, get a little star aurora, which few of the guys in the company have, even though they are far better in the ring, which I disagree with. I think Monty Brown's great, but...
Well, I'm surprised he was on Cold Pizza on ESPN. That's interesting.
Yeah, so Monty Brown getting some bonus time there.
I feel like Best Damn Sports Show doesn't count since it's on the same network.
And Impact beats the ratings.
Right. Yeah. Impact's a bigger show at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's pretty funny. How are we feeling about Triple X and AMW best of 3?
I'm excited about it. I'm afraid that it's gonna wear out the feud too quick, but
that's what I'm worried about too.
Highlight package of the Pounce. I'm always here for this. This they actually played on the pay-per-view this past week, and I literally said, why is this not playing on Impact? Because we don't need it on the pay-per-view. If I'm paying, I know who this guy probably is.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because when I bought my first TNA pay-per-view, the Shamrock and Ron Killings one, I don't think I knew a lot of the guys on the show. at the time.
I guess I guess I get that. No, and I say that because I feel like I don't know if I would have blindly bought a pay-per-view. I feel like I would have saw it from the TV show. I feel like that is what would have made me do it, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think, a unique
Right.
13-year-old kid when I was like, on WrestleView.com is Ken Shamrock and Ron Killian.
Yeah.
I gotta check it out. That was my dream match in fucking August of 2002.
That's so ridiculous.
So stupid.
See, but this fits so well on the Impact. No, I don't think it's needed on. Who we got coming out here?
I thought it was D'Lo Brown for a second. The way he was bobbing his head.
So did I. Who is this? What's your nameplate?
Show his name. Bruce Steele.
Bruce Steele.
That was such a long delay of who it could be. Jeez.
Yeah, that was weird. So now we have officially seen both Bruce and Rod Steele on TV. Yep. And here he comes. The alpha male, Monty Brown.
He is definitely quickly becoming
the
top guy for this company. And I love it.
This is a great time to bring up something. Give me 1 second as I pull it up. The devastating pounce. Wow. The alpha male. Look at him, dude. Just leaving it scent. Okay. Bell has rung, and I'm still pulling it up. Give me 1 second. Here it is. Over on our Twitter page at Cross the Line TNA, which I really hope you're following us along. We post some really great content there every day about the impacts and the pay-per-views that we're watching, that you're listening to. And you can see some of that over on Facebook as well, TNA Cross the Line Pod. But over on Twitter, Pat Kenny, Simon Diamond, he quote tweeted one of our tweets where he was getting hit with the pounce by Monty Brown. And he said, quote, "The Empire Saint had potential. Russo understood it because he was a Northeast guy, because he was a Northeast guy, which he mentions is highly ethnic. And once he left, game over." So he's kind of mentioning that once Russo leaves, it's kind of when Monty Brown kind of maybe wasn't as much of a star.
Is that what he's referencing there?
I'm pretty sure that's what he's referencing.
Really? I thought he was talking about himself.
I thought he was talking about Monty Brown.
Well, okay. Let's say that he is. He could be. He is an agent and producer, so you could be looking at it from that perspective.
Well, and I guess to be fair, the Empire Saint is not a nickname I've heard for either one of these guys yet. So that's, I guess, why I made the assumption it's Monty Brown.
Right. That is an interesting comment though about Monty Brown because
there it is, the pounce. Holy shit! Bruce Steele just went flying.
He the time when Russo leaves, I want to say, but when he comes back though, I don't know if Monty really has much of a splash, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the timeline's weird.
I'm really curious the timeline. And Monty Brown just won, by the way, with the pounce, of course.
Because I think Russo comes back in October of 2006. I think. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that progresses.
Okay, so
what the fuck? Sabu just jumped off the announcer's table or something to attack Raven, who's bandaged.
Whoa, Raven and Sabu brawling here in Impact.
This is not.
Why was Raven even out here?
Where was Sabu to freaking dive over the Spanish announce team? That was weird.
What I will say is, I stand corrected because this is why we do live research. I made the assumption that he was talking about Monty Brown.
It has to be about himself.
He's talking about himself. Because We have not seen it yet, but he is going to be renamed the Empire Saint.
Okay.
So I apologize. I stand corrected. I did not know that because we haven't seen it.
Right.
But it happened to be about him getting his ass kicked by Monty Brown, so I made the assumption.
Right. Okay. So now with that context, Sabu just did like a triple jump dive to the floor. Now they're brawling towards the backstage area. Ron Harris or Don Harris.
That being said, though, I would not be shocked if it also is relatable to Monty Brown's.
I think it could. I think it could be both.
But here comes Jason Cross, dude.
With the Pat Kenny thing, though, even with Russo there, he's not really doing anything. He's not in a high-profile situation, and he's not necessarily being booked the greatest. I mean, he had Lucky Charms dumped on him, for Christ's sakes.
Oh, wow. AJ Styles versus Jason Cross.
Remember when Jason Cross was like the new hot thing for 2 weeks?
Right, but I still think this match could have some potential here.
Well, you have that AJ Styles bias.
Yeah.
And that's why you think that.
The Empire Saint. That really threw me off.
Empire Saint. Is Pat Kenny going to fucking turn on David Young and go back with Gilberti and like their New York thing?
Well, we're going to find out soon. I don't know the answer. It doesn't say on this thing I'm reading, but okay, well, that's good. Hey, you know what? That's why we do live research here. We say this shit. I thought it was a cool tweet regardless of who it was referencing. And I honestly could have seen the nickname being used for either one. So I was just a confused wrestling fan. That's all.
No, yeah, I'm not going to judge you for it. I figured he was talking about himself.
No, that makes sense. It makes sense now with the, and I didn't think to look it up. I thought I was so for sure. But that's what I get, man. Apparently I got to start looking this shit up if I don't get it.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I don't know that, but I knew who Nikita Koloff was when he made his debut. Wow. So isn't that kind of crazy?
We literally know that that's not the case.
It's bullshit. These two are going fast paced here. We
literally have a live reaction of you being like, Bob, I don't know who that is.
That's not true.
And I had to be like, dude, that's Nikita Koloff. And you're like, who?
No, dude, I was just, when he took the mask off, I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, I didn't expect to see such a legend here. As AJ Styles hits a beautiful drop salt on Jason Cross. I was shook, man. Oh my God, huge dive. He got injured this way. Nope. He jumped onto the apron, springboard, forearm, flying forearm, knocks Jason Cross down. Is Jason Cross going to hit that? What's he do? Shooting star press leg drop or something? The crossfire. He's saying it right now. I just can't remember which way he flips. Bob is ignoring me.
No, I had to respond to somebody. Okay, I'm a popular.
Yeah, sure. Is it a shooting star press leg drop?
Whoa. Yeah, isn't it?
I think it's a shooting star press.
The crossfire.
Oh yeah, he said the name, but I forgot exactly which way he flips and stuff. I'm pretty sure it's a shooting star leg drop.
I think you're right. Yeah, something like that, but off the top rope.
That wasn't a shooting star press though.
It was. Oh well, yeah, that was a somersault. Yeah, you're right.
We'll see it. He'll miss it. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Look at this move though. He basically came in and did
nice.
Christian's kill switch, but flipping into the ring, hitting it. I didn't like that.
Prettier.
He calls it the kill switch.
It's not called that in 2004.
Okay, fine. Oh, look at shooting star press leg drop. He missed it. I fucking told you.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
Fucking knew it. If you're following along at home, we are about to hit 1 second. 18 minutes on the dot.
We're about to hit 1 second, he says. We've been watching this longer than 1 second. I'm telling you, the things I got to deal with on this show. Unbelievable.
You're telling me, man.
We got 28 minutes and 43 seconds left in the show. And I did that on purpose because Dallas hates when I do that. Especially
I mostly hate it when you're like, okay, guys, there's 1 hour, 40 minutes left. Like,
I can't wait for these 3 hour pay-per-views because you're damn right. I'm gonna be like, we got 2 hours, 21 minutes, and 37 seconds left, baby.
Absolutely beautiful moonsault reverse DDT combo by AJ Styles. See, in that case, Cross was close, but he still landed it. Oh, Styles Clash.
Oh.
Boom. Oh, that's got to be it. Goes for the cover. Nice.
I mean, that wasn't bad. Jason Cross didn't like mess up anything, really.
That was good.
Yeah. Okay. Really, what is with the pyro with after these freaking matches?
It scared the referee, it looked like. Mike Posey.
Oh.
Can he get his X Division title back in the match Wednesday?
Probably not.
Jeff Hardy steps into the Impact Zone next. That's awesome. I got a note about him, too. So as we await for him to step in the ring, Bob, it's an interview with Jeff Hardy. It was actually conducted by the webmaster for the TNA website, so take that for what it's worth. He said he's working for the company. He said working for the company was really exciting, and he was rediscovering his drive and desire to wrestle. Quote, "That's what I needed from all of this." He said, quote, "To be excited. I found it here. I found my passion again." He was asked what sort of projects he was doing these days. He says, quote, "The major project I've been working on was a motocross track at my house, which I purposely note because he eventually jumps off of that, breaks his leg, and him and Matt Hardy have to give up the tag team titles."
Yeah, what are you talking about?
When he broke his leg at the Supercross track. Wasn't it the tag team titles? In like 2013 or 14 or something? Matt Hardy talks about on this podcast. Jeff Hardy got injured by doing a fucking like backflip off of his motocross track in his backyard.
All right. You're not even talking about. Okay. You're fucking me up, man. You're talking about TNA 2013.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, TNA. He breaks his leg. Really hyping up the international people and all the exhibition guys. Anyways, he said that Matt used to stop by every week and talk to him about wrestling. So one day he called TNA and got hooked up. He said he was intimidated by the thought of getting in the ring with AJ Styles, but was pleasantly surprised with how everything went. He also said like the corners in the six-sided ring were tough to get used to at first, but now he figured he'd go crazy if he had to go back to six sides. Well, it says, I think it meant four sides, but. And we are seeing images from the pay-per-view. He was hit with a pounce when he was going to use the guitar. Are you ready for Jeff Hardy on Impact, Bob?
I was born ready, dude.
Who do we got here? Gabriel. This guy's, look how bad he is. He's such a bad guy. Gabriel. Who the heck is Gabriel?
I don't know. Tell me if that guy doesn't look like Brian Anthony from Northeast Wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. Oh, he don't wrestle no more. He didn't really do. Oh, we've actually. Wait, hold on. What in the world? Hold on. Jeff Hardy's got a weird jacket on. Pyro black lights. What the fuck is that jacket? I've never seen Jeff Hardy come out in a jacket like that.
No.
Well, it's off already, so there you go. That's what that tells you. I love the glow-in-the-dark pink, though. Bob, duh. Gabriel's from the Lost Boys with Azrael. Duh.
Oh, how was I gonna know that?
They've beat the Briscoe brothers on the July 17th, 2002 pay-per-view in a dark match. Duh.
Whatever. That's funny.
I don't want to be that guy, but we only got one more match after this, and this one's not going to be long. So I'm assuming we got some kind of segment that we're going to see. Bob, this one has a 25-minute time limit here.
Yeah, I wish that was true, dude.
How's Gabriel going to treat Jeff Hardy here? We're going to find out.
This guy Gabriel, and he said you said he's with the tag team called the Lost Boys with Azrael.
Yep.
Is that the same Azrael from Ring of Honor and Jersey All Pro?
I can look again. Hold on.
It probably isn't. Is he a wild side guy too?
Hold on 1 second. I'm pretty sure. I mean, Gabriel is, so. What were you saying about him? What companies?
Azrael would have been Ring of Honor, Jersey All Pro.
No, it doesn't appear to be the same one.
Okay, so it's a different guy. Okay.
But it is wild. He's a wild side guy. But hey, they got a win over the Briscoes.
Gabriel's?
Yes, Gabriel is as well.
Okay. We are waiting to hear the date for Hardy and Jarrett. What day could it be? I am going to assume that their first showdown. Would you wait to do their first showdown for the 3-hour pay-per-view? There's no way, right?
I guess it depends. I mean, at this point, I don't know if you can wait that long. They literally just said the date's going to be announced on Wednesday. So whatever that means. Hardy going for the twist of fate. Is he going to hit on Gabriel? Oh my God, he's going to beat the Lost Boy. Who did not go over on his back. Oh, here he goes. Is he going to go for the Swanton? Is this going to be it, Bob? Oh, there you go. Classic Hardy, completely missing him to protect his opponent. What a nice guy. And that's a 3.
What am I doing? I'm not sending somebody money. Jesus. Jeff Hardy, still on a roll. He's got a new jacket that we've never seen before. Dallas is crunching on some good old fucking popcorn chips or something.
Damn, I thought I muted it.
That's great.
Damn it.
Damn it. The one time he needs to mute it, he doesn't do it.
I know. What the heck? Oh, fucking A.
Jeff.
I'm Jeff Hammond. Welcome to this this week's Impact.
You would say that too.
Oh my God, he's gonna hype the pay-per-view, Bob. What? One of the greatest matches we ever heard. What? Well, that's a really good point. The gauntlet. It's the first time that we've heard a battle royal in the 6-sided ring.
Right. Is Jeff Hammond even really a wrestling fan, or are we just like pretending?
There's no friends. Look, dude, 6 points of Impact, no friends. That's right, baby.
Oh, Michael Shane and Kazarian are friends.
There ain't gonna be no friends in that ring. Bag of tricks. Like a guy like Kid Kash. He's got a bag of tricks. You ready for that bag of tricks? He's gonna pull it right out of his pocket, okay? I mean this in all due respect, but on a pre-tape, does he really need a note card?
Probably not.
I'd give him credit if it was live, but surprises, they already told us half of them. A lot of wrestlers don't name. Is there going to be Shark Boy? Yeah. Is there going to be Antonio Banks? Maybe. Is there going to be Jason Cross? Probably. That's a 6. All right, that 6 points Impact wasn't as bad because he wasn't trying to interview someone.
Right.
Take a look at the Impact Zone. It's beautiful. I love it. Mike Tenay and Don West in the audience here. Oh, you want to be a TNA wrestler? That guy? What the heck? That guy's like when you bring your dad to a show and he's like acting like he's excited. We've all been there.
They're still plugging this whole thing. No one's ever done it. I'm
I
convinced.
don't believe that. They announced the NWA World Title match. Jeff Jarrett defends against Jeff Hardy. Contract for money match. Alex the Baby Bear Shelley takes on Desire's mystery opponent. Who do you think that's going to be, Bob?
For Desire? Jimmy Yang.
The final showdown, David Young versus Glenn Gilberti. 3 Live Crew, Team Canada. And they get a shot at the Naturals. And arguably the 2 most talented teams. Triple X. America's Most Wanted. Dude, Wednesday's sounding pretty good. I'm looking forward to that show. The winner of the series will eventually get a tag team title match. The 20-man invitational.
I just love this guy behind Don West just staring at him.
He was yelling a minute ago.
He's going like, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know psychosis.
And here comes Jeff Jarrett. Oh, he takes the mic out of Don West's hand. We don't want to have to wait till Wednesday night. I want the match now. As I'm wearing a golf polo with little strings to tie it like I'm a sailor.
I liked it better when you had the tight shirts on.
This is like casual Jarrett. He's going on vacation. He's not quite wearing his fancy outfit. He's got cargo pants on and a shirt that's got a little string to tie it. But he's going out Hardy, and Hardy's music's playing. And here's Jeff Hardy, who just got done wrestling. He's got paint all over his body still. His pants, they're a mess. And here he comes. Oh, fuck. Jarrett met him outside the ring. There's brawling.
Well, why did they say we don't have to wait till Wednesday? They're not fighting Wednesday.
No, dude.
Are they?
He's going to find out the date. Hardy explodes.
Oh, nice spin kick there.
Nailed him with that. Impromptu matchup. Jarrett has a guitar at under that turnbuckle, but I did not see him walk out with that. Uh-oh. Clotheslining Jarrett outside the ring.
Oh, I didn't even know that was Collier. Oh, rock bottom. Onyx, go get him. Oh, he missed him. Oh,
holy shit.
Oh, my God.
Hernandez, the hired mercenaries.
Dropkick off the top to send Hernandez to the... Oh, Jarrett with a title right to the face.
Oh, Jarrett calling for the figure 4. He's going to lock it in. Oh, my God. Hardy's done. Hardy's barely selling it. He's like, yo, fuck your figure 4 leg lock. Ron Killings. Oh, my God. Jarrett's terrified. Oh, American Dream, dude.
I kept my promise. I promised him. I'm surprised that the Elite Guard are still even a thing.
Me too.
So
it's actually really surprising.
Yeah.
Dusty looks so disappointed.
6-man tag coming up, I'm telling you.
He ain't bad. Oh, and Russo and Dusty about to get in a fight again. Didn't see this coming. Dusty Rhodes won't even allow Russo to get his eyes on Jeff Hardy.
Impact Zone. What did Russo even do anything with Dusty there, or did he just walk in there and they just?
He pretty much just walked in there. Here comes Kazarian and Michael Shane. Looks like 2 of the 8 members of the tag match here to main event. They still got the titles. It's not officially vacated yet. That's good to know. Kazarian has cornrows in right now, or little braids, which is kind of weird. Not a look I like on him. Michael Shane's wearing that shitty vest, which I guess in a way gives him some heel heat, so it works. Uh-oh, Kid Kash.
So this is our main event. We got 12 minutes left in the show. Holy mother. Kid Kash getting some pyro.
That's right. Kid Kash accompanied by Dallas. Kid Kash rocks. Uh-oh, Team Canada. You got a little bit of everyone in this match.
Wait a minute. Oh, it's probably just one guy. Oh, it's
Petey Williams.
Well, when I think of Team Canada, I think the whole unit. So I was like, what the hell's going on here?
And Scott D'Amore. So this team, we have Scott D'Amore, Dallas, and Tracy ringside on this team. That's a lot of fucking people.
Yeah, it is.
Uh-oh. Triple X's music. X. Oh, wait, is Daniels wearing the entrance attire I really like? Okay, so we got Christopher Daniels, Sonjay Dutt, Chris Sabin, and Primetime. Oh, yeah, dude. That's the entrance gear I like right there.
That's good.
I have a note about Christopher Daniels, if I can find it. Christopher Daniels was at one of the recent Ring of Honor shows to do a DVD shoot interview. They tried to clear it with TNA to let him work the show, but TNA wouldn't allow it. It's kind of a weird deal because TNA is letting Shelley work, even though he's now a regular on their show, and has offered Ring of Honor some other guys if they want them, but won't allow Daniels and AJ Styles, which are the 2 guys that Ring of Honor wants to do any work.
Is Shelley even under a TNA contract yet or no?
I think that's kind of the difference. But if they're offering other talent potentially, I'm not 100% what that means.
Did you ever give us the note on the coming soon guy?
No, because we didn't see it. I was going to do it if we saw the video. I feel like I have to just tell you then, right?
Yeah, you just have to tell us.
I purposely was holding onto it, but...
I figured that's what it was, but it obviously didn't.
I was assuming we're going to see it. Maybe we'll see it at the end of the show, maybe. There's always that chance, but... Yeah. I'll just say Kazarian, Sonjay Dutt starting us off. Some fast moving here. Counters. We'll keep up Hurricane Rana. Or head scissor.
Well, you know what? It's interesting to see Sonjay here, and he was not involved at all in the Sabu Raven thing.
Very good point, yeah. Look at this. Well, these 2 are having some fun here in the opening minutes. Heel kick. Okay, so the mystery coming soon guy. Are you ready for this, Bob?
I am absolutely ready for this.
It's rumored. Well, it doesn't say it's rumored, but it's a heel D'Lo Brown returning.
There's no way that was D'Lo Brown.
Now, there's a little bit more about it. So, although TNA consistently, for whatever reason, pushes the idea that Vince Russo has no involvement in creative, that it's all Jeff Jarrett and Dutch Mantel, that isn't the case. There are certain things on the show which are uniquely Russo, and upon further look, it comes out that in almost all cases they are. The case in point was the interview Brown did a few weeks back talking about not being interested in wrestling anymore because all he cares about is his baby daughter. That was totally scripted by Russo, with the idea that Brown goes home and somehow returns as a crazed man.
What? I was stuck home with my kid for months. I'm fucking crazy.
Now, the funny thing about this is we have noted before, in wrestling capacity, I'm pretty positive D'Lo Brown is done.
Yeah.
So, oh wait, look at this. Triple X launching Sabin to the floor, takes out the entire team of Williams, Kash, and Kazarian and Michael Shane. So this was like kind of shocking to me. The fact that this person in this weird coat with this weird coming soon package is D'Lo Brown.
I mean, it didn't look like D'Lo Brown to me.
See, I need to see it again. But the head shape you see in the back, I think it kind of is. Really? He's got a pointy, bald head.
Yeah, but like...
I don't know, man.
I don't know. It doesn't really look like him.
Isn't it weird? I don't know.
Oh, it's absolutely weird. Oh, Dallas during the commercial tripped Sabin, allowing for a double underhook shoulder breaker by Kid Kash.
What a bad guy. Ready? Oh, what a slap or a chop there on the chest of Chris Sabin by Kid Kash. I believe that was my final note of the show, by the way. Oh boy, Jeff Hammond is on commentary. Watch out, everyone. He's coming for your job.
He's very insightful with his takes.
Did you know there's no friends in a gauntlet match? Because there isn't. You know there's never been a gauntlet match in a 6-sided ring here in TNA wrestling?
Yeah, also, did you know that people are going to have to adjust with it being a 6-sided ring?
Yeah, but dude, all the different points of impact, dude. There's 6 points. It's a fucking hexagon, in case you didn't know. Because you forgot what geometry is. It's a hexagon. And the ropes, dude, there's more things to jump off of.
That's right. Jeff Hammond, man, he knows his wrestling.
I do think the real thing here is the ropes looked tight as fuck in the 6-sided ring. I don't know if that's actually accurate, but they look tight as fuck.
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
What?
What does that have to do with anything?
Nothing. I'm just pointing. Like, look, they barely move when they spring off them.
Don't they want tight ropes?
Yeah, but they look extra tight. Like extra. They ain't loosey goosey.
I've never heard anybody complain about anything being too tight.
Daniel's in the ring, knocking Petey Williams down, going after Kid Kash. And he goes off those tight-ass ropes, double clothesline to Williams and Kid Kash. Daniels likes it tight. Boom, atomic drop on Petey Williams. Comes back.
Oh.
Judo, STO. Oh, my God. Kid Kash, the master of the Hurricane Rana. Triple jump. Or I guess it's kind of a double jump. Hurricane Rana.
Double springboard.
Under 2 minutes left. Is this going to go to a decision?
No way. There's too many guys.
Oh, my God. Pump kick by Kazarian. Dutt comes in.
Coolest guy in the room.
Throws him over the knee. Dutt, springboard, moonsault off the middle rope. Oh, wait. That was like a corkscrew twist.
Corkscrew. Senton, yeah.
That was exciting. Our referee here, Rudy Charles, is letting this match completely fall apart. He does not give any fuck. They so fall apart so much they're bumping into each other.
He doesn't know what to do.
He's checking on Dutt, dude. He doesn't care. Oh, fucking A, dude. His prime time completely missed being caught by Michael Shane. That was a split leg moonsault.
Oh my God.
Sabin.
Oh, what the...
TNA goes, I'm not sure if he hit the guard well, but...
Oh, Dallas just hit a big boot on Daniels, I think. I don't think anybody on any of those 3 dives hit it clean at all.
No, I don't know if they did.
Holy
Dutt and Kazarian, scoop and a slam.
That was insane.
Was
Sabin whacked his head on the bottom of the guard railing there. That was gross.
Tracy stopping him. Oh, she gets pushed down. Hindu press.
Oh my
God, dude.
Get out of here.
Raven.
Oh, there's Raven.
Oh, the Raven effect. As Scott D'Amore has Rudy Charles distracted. Petey Williams.
I said it. He wasn't even involved, but Raven didn't forget. Canadian Destroyer. I hate that cell. Fucking damn it.
Petey Williams, a legal man, just hit the Canadian Destroyer, pinned Sonjay Dutt.
Oh.
Wow, what a main event.
Oh, shit. Jesus.
Wow, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I feel like nothing in that match was, like, safe.
No,
if no one is injured coming out of that match, I don't even know. What? Okay, great. Yeah. 3 Live Crew's got to come out.
See, we're doing the thing again, though. We're doing the... Not every show needs to end in a brawl.
Dude, it's WCW Nitro. What are you talking about? It worked in 97. It's going to work in 2004, baby. Come on, Naturals. Come out. Or the rest of Team Canada come out. Whatever. Oh, Canada. Dallas is just hanging out outside the ring, not even doing anything. All right, what is going on? Is
Chaos?
Oh, they still have the X Division Championship, so it is not vacated.
No, they came out with it even in their entrance.
Yeah, so does that mean that they're technically Well, no, they're not defending it, right?
It's not officially vacated yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be vacated.
It has to be.
They're defending it, but like, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
I would present it as them defending the title
in a 20-man gauntlet for the gold.
Right.
Essentially.
And there's got to be like one champion.
Yeah, I think so.
Like both of them could not win. So let's say like Kazarian gets eliminated. Okay, Michael Shane's the X Division champion, and now he's defending. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that. We're just brawling all over. Daniels is fighting Dallas now.
This is one of the longest brawls I feel like I've watched ever.
Oh, there we go. Now we're getting those video packages where they hype up the pay-per-view. Triple X talking.
This is basically like TNA's version of ECW's Pulp Fiction style promos, where like everybody.
Oh, dude! Oh my God! Look at America's Most Wanted with the sunglasses on. Maybe it's just me, but like I hate that they do it in front of the pay-per-view stage.
Yeah.
I wish they just did it in front of like the logo backstage or something. I hate it in front of the stage though. I know it's a cooler backdrop, but like I know it's the pay-per-view stage, so it bothers me.
Right.
There's 3 Live Crew. Here's Team Canada. Show me what you got, number 1 contender. Team Canada all the way. Yeah.
Oh, David Young, great.
One more shot. Do I look like a loser?
Yeah, you're wearing a leprechaun.
I'm going to prove that you're the worst professional wrestler that walked the planet. Here's Jarrett. Dusty Rhodes, this is the way I see it. You're from the outside looking in. Oh, shit. Monty Brown, you just get a shot of his pecs.
Shredded.
The Serengeti is a very dangerous place. Pounds, period. Boom. That's how you go off the air. Woo!
Oh. That was good. That was good, Joe.
Yeah, man, that was good. That main event, dude.
That main event was insane.
The main event is freaking awesome.
I love it, though. The dive. I mean, that's what you should be doing on free television. Dives and just absolute chaos. I mean, that's what you want to see.
That's like exactly the main event I wanted. Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was really
with tons of guys. Great way to feature
everyone.
A lot of X Division talent that's going to be in that Battle Royal.
Well, it's a gauntlet for the gold, right?
Right.
So X Division style.
Which is pretty freaking awesome.
So does that mean that every title has had a gauntlet for the gold? Wasn't there a tag team title?
Dude, that is a really great point. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
So that's interesting. All right. Well, it was a good show. The next show, as we've already said about, I don't know, probably 15 times, there is a Gauntlet for the Gold X Division title on the line.
Yes, there is.
And then there's the best of 3 begins between AMW and Triple X, 3 Live Crew, and Team Canada, number 1 contendership. Now, of course, after the best of 3, whoever wins that best of 3 will then become the number 1 contenders as well. So, long-term storytelling here. I imagine we're also going to find out the date for Hardy and Jarrett.
Right.
So that is something to look forward to as well. And then David Young and Gilberti for the final time. And then who is Desire's mystery wrestler guy?
I know.
I don't know.
Who could it be?
There's a lot of mysteries for next week's show, or the next show.
I literally don't have any guesses. Like, I don't even know what they're going to do.
I don't know either. I don't know who for Desire. I feel like, is there like someone that we're missing that has been associated with her that could like return for like a one-off or something? I don't know.
Mercedes Martinez, because she broke her back.
She broke her back. Could you imagine? She would probably have a good match with Alex Shelley.
I mean, yeah, probably.
I mean, we can't dispute that, so that'd be probably pretty cool. So, yeah. All right, Dallas, you got anything else though for this edition of Impact?
I don't think I do, Bob. I think that was a lot of fun. I think it was a really exciting show, and I'm excited for this pay-per-view. What I will say is that was our 10th episode of Impact, which is pretty cool. And we are 10 for 10. Every show we have both given it a thumbs up. We are on a hot streak with these Impact shows, and I only can't wait to keep going with them, and because it's only going to get better.
I'm going to be really disappointed for when we finally have an Impact show where it's like, that wasn't very good.
It's going to take a lot. Like we've said it before. Like they got to do some real shit stuff to make a 45-minute show full of action suck.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
the true test is what's going to happen after these weekly pay-per-views end and how they use that time to build to that Sunday show. But we are going to talk in depth about that as we continue on. Are we limited on our 2 episodes a week? Well, guys, it seems like that might be over by September 8th. But we will, of course, keep you posted as we find out and continue through this journey, through the asylum, into the Impact Zone. It's going good. I'm really excited about it.
I am as well. The only way for us to continue on is if we wrap up this one. Join us in just a few days for the Gauntlet for the Gold X Division style next week at the Asylum. Until then, for Dallas Gridley, I am Bob Colling Jr., and this has been the TNA Cross the Line Podcast.
We find the defenders guilty.